Guys, Antea Swords might be one of the only solid counters to Stasis in the game. The problem is, after Antea Swords' last nerf, it's very difficult to proc reflective vents at the opportune moment. You can see here in a private match, I reflect a cold snap grenade and he gets frozen. Same thing with the melee, and same thing with the super. Before we continue guys, a quick word from today's sponsor. Guys, Raid Shadow Legends has one of the most vibrant and active online mobile gaming communities out there, with over 40,000 members in the Reddit, 100,000 members in the Discord, and over 25 million downloads of the game. There are just so many people playing Raid Shadow Legends. If you are a new player and you want to get help getting started, you know, YouTube has thousands of videos on Raid Shadow Legends, thousands of guides and tutorials, how to set up your team best, guides to beat certain bosses. If you just got a really nice, awesome, epic champion from a shard, and you're wondering, you know, what artifact is best to pair with this, head over to the Reddit, someone will have the answer for you. If not, try the Discord, 100,000 members in there guys. There are so many ways to get started and so many resources to help you. It's so easy to get started and get that critical information that you need. Raid has just released their biggest ever update. The main event here is the Doom Tower. It's a giant tower with 120 floors, a bunch of secret challenge rooms, and 12 seriously badass bosses to take on. There's never really been a better time to start playing, and here's the best part. The Raid team are giving away a bunch of new free goodies, plus a super special champion to help get everyone started in the tower, Bulwark. He's absolutely awesome in Clan Boss, and he's also going to be a huge help in the tower against those bosses. All the schedule will be waiting for you here, and don't miss out. Don't forget guys, these rewards are only available for the next 30 days and only for new players. And it's that easy, just click the link in the description and I'll see you in game. Now we only tested it on the Warlock there, but this does work for basically all Stasis abilities that are sent towards you. Now this is pre-nerf Antea Sword footage you're seeing here, and you can see the big difference here is when you slide, the shield comes up instantly. You don't need to sprint for like 3 seconds to get the perk active and then slide. Now to some people that might seem like a minuscule difference, but it's actually a huge nerf to the exotic. And to be fair, Antea Swords in the previous sandbox pre-Stasis was incredibly oppressive and downright obnoxious, so it definitely needed to be changed. However, I criticized the change at the time because I felt like it virtually killed the exotic, and you know, to an extent that's a bit harsh. In 6v6 it's not really too much of a problem, you're going to be sprinting around a lot anyway. I actually did a video recently on Antea Swords and they're not too bad at all, but I do believe it's mainly for 6v6. The problem with this exotic now in 3v3 or in any sort of high level environment where you're playing good players, that duration it takes to lock the shield or to unlock the reflective vents perk is too long. You have to sprint for like 3 seconds and then when you slide you'll be able to reflect stuff, and that duration is just way too long, and that's why you're not seeing it being used to counter Stasis a whole lot, simply because it's just too situational with that sprint build up. You can't react to things, you know, off the fly or on the fly, sorry. You have to preemptively start running at someone in a straight line and then hope they use their ability and then slide and you can reflect it. Whereas before, with the instantaneous activation of the shield, it was a much more reactive ability, and you're just basically way better. Now I propose that they change it back to the instant activation, but they add a much longer cooldown to the ability. And not only that, the final thing I would add to this is lock the Antea Swords to light based subclasses only. That way you can't combine this insanely powerful shield with the Behemoth Titan, because that would be completely broken. And not only that, this would then solidify the Antea Swords as a very deliberate countermeasure for Stasis, and I think that would be a great change for Bungie to make. It would be a relatively easy change for them to implement compared to the complete overhaul of light-based classes to have counters built in against Stasis. This would give Sunbreakers, Sentinels, and Strikers a direct way to combat Stasis. Now, you can already do it. It's possible. I even saw a clip yesterday on Twitter from Mudkip. He managed to break out of a freeze immediately. As he slid, as he got frozen, he was able to break out of the Stasis freeze instantly. And I've managed to do that myself once or twice, but it's just so situational with the current version of Antea Swords. You're gonna have to do stuff like this where you like run into walls for a couple of seconds and then run out at people, And it's just not a very reliable thing, man. It's very, very situational, and good players will punish you for attempting to just sprint at them in a straight line. It's never really going to work for you. They really dumbed down the exotic. It did need a nerf at the time, there's no doubt about that. But I do believe that they need to reverse that change. But to keep it slightly in line, they should add a cooldown. So similar to the Cryoclasm cooldown, maybe put it on like a 5-second cooldown, and then after 5 seconds you can slide and immediately bring up the shield and reflect stasis once again. And I really don't think that would be overpowered in this sandbox, considering how ridiculously powerful stasis is right now. I think things that have been considered overpowered in past seasons and past sandboxes can probably now once again be revisited with how absolutely insane stasis is. Now again, I point to that 5-second cooldown suggestion for reflective vents. Some of you might think, well, considering how powerful this reflective vent slide is, it can reflect literally anything. This is not just stasis, but nova bombs, other supers, rockets. It's insanely powerful. But I would also say this, if you're facing up against, say for example, a hunter, he has 2 shurikens he can throw at you. He can slow you with a dodge. He can shatter dive you. He has all these tools in his arsenal. So it's not really too outrageous to suggest that reflective vents could be on a fast cooldown, so you could constantly be trying to, counter all of the stasis spam that we are facing. And again, like I said, make it so that it's only available for the light-based titans and not for behemoth. And you have a ready-made counter to stasis for all light-based titans. Now, granted, it's not the best solution to say to light-based titans, look, just use this exotic, but I'm sure any person who's currently maining a light-based titan would take it, wouldn't you? It's a decent compromise. You've got something that you can roll with, and it's decent. It's better than nothing, I would say. And it would be a really nice change. It would be a good show from Bungie to say, look, man, we're thinking about different ways to counter stasis. And I'm giving you, like, if anyone at Bungie is watching this video, come on, man, this is an open goal. What I'm suggesting right here, they've got to take this one. This is an open goal, guys. It really is. It is an open goal. It's a no-brainer. I've been thinking about it, what would counter stasis, and Antaeus Wars is the obvious choice. But like I said, in its current form, it's just way too situational. You need to remove that long sprint cooldown, where you need to sprint for 3 seconds before you can activate the shield. They need to give it maybe like a 5-second cooldown after using it. So I'd rather have a cooldown on the ability itself, and in exchange, get to use the shield instantly. This is what changes the exotic so much, basically, and would make it so good. It made it so obnoxious in previous sandboxes, but in this sandbox, I think it would be just fine. Now, going along the same line of thought, do you guys have any ideas, say for example, on a hunter, what ability could a light-based hunter be given that it once had that would activate, some kind of counter to stasis? One thing that I thought of, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I was thinking maybe invisibility on a hunter could have some sort of invulnerability to being frozen. So if you're invis, like stasis does less damage or has less effect on you, something like that. I don't know what you guys think about that. When it comes to warlocks, they already have Icarus Dash, which is a really good counter to stasis and being slowed, for example. So I feel like warlocks already have something. Light-based hunters definitely don't have anything to my knowledge, and light-based titans do not have anything apart from Antaeus Wars, but in their current form, I couldn't really say to you that it's a solid counter. It's a very situational counter right now, but with a little tweak, it could be a big counter, and it could be a big, quality of life change and something for non-stasis users to be able to use. I'm thinking about those free-to-play players as well. It's something for them. Maybe they could put on the wards and have a chance against stasis, whereas right now, it's just so unbelievably oppressively powerful. It is absolutely crazy. But yeah, guys, that is my big idea. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Would this be a good idea? Yes or no? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.